back. And Matt, I have a question for you. And to kind of like round about the interview, I'm just curious. I've learned a lot about you. So what is the difference between Matt, the guy we see on YouTube and Instagram, versus Matt at home?
Matt at home?
Mm-hmm.
Like the real Matt?
Of course.
I'd like to think it's all the real Matt.
Really?
But I have had multiple people in Portland, like people that I've gotten to know in Portland, tell me that they would rather be friends with the Matt they met in person than the Matt on YouTube. Which has kind of made me spiral and kind of make me... here's the thing. Like, YouTube and I have had a very tumultuous relationship for a long time because I always thought YouTube was going to be my thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm realizing it's the store and whatever comes from that. That's my thing. It was guiding me to that. But for a long time, I was at such odds with my like mental health when it came to views and comments and like, you know, trying to get the videos to like blow up and then working so hard on a video and putting it out and having it just do like nothing. And it's a brutal feeling. It's especially years and years of it. So I will say the Matt on YouTube now feels almost like a husk of what it used to be. And it's not necessarily intentional. It's just kind of like the end result of grinding it out alone for a long time. Because I started the channel with my dear friend Sandy, and the channel started as Damn It Sandy. That's what it was called. It was like she was like, you should do a show where like I'm ditzy and you like teach me about music and I'm always saying dumb stuff and you're like, damn it, Sandy. And like that's how it started, and that's how it built an audience. People were like, we love this dynamic. You guys are fun. So we did that for a while. She's an actress. She kind of got busy. She booked a show called Queen of the South that she had a big role on, and she was kind of doing that. So I took the channel over, changed it to Too Many Records. And for a year and a half, a good friend of mine, Chris, he helped me. He was like a video editor by trade. So he shot the videos, edited them, did graphics, and like he took all of the work off my plate that was not ideating, hosting, promoting, doing social, like all the things I like to do. And those videos looked great. And I feel like I was like super engaging and fun. And I think that's how I built my audience. And then Chris was like, we're not really making the money I need to do this full time. So I'm going to go back to my gig and you got this. So I continued doing Too Many Records alone for years. And I feel like I said, doing it alongside my full-time job, having to do everything from shoot it, which I did not have proficiency in doing. My videos still look like crap. I use my iPhone and no external mic. I'm like, I do it so lazily. I just like, at this point, I don't have the team that I want to make YouTube the thing. So I feel like I put out videos when I have an idea of something I want to do, and it does how it does. And I've stopped caring really about like the numbers, which feels freeing in a way because I was caring so much back in like 2016, 17, 18. I was like obsessed with it. So for me, the YouTube is an extension of the store, and the Instagram I have more fun with because that is directly the store for the most part. It's showing like little bits happening at the store. I get to like show cool records we get in, and it definitely feels like, I think the Instagram version of me is pretty akin to who I am. And I think if you want the real me, you got to come to the store and chat with me. And I think that's, unless I'm like really stressed, like with a collection that's like, I'm trying to process some people coming in and trying to talk to me, and I'm like, I got to get this done.
Don't bother him.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's an interesting question. I don't know if I have the exact answer, but I do think that you can watch me change on YouTube over the years. And I don't know if it's necessarily worse. I think I'm still engaging and I still have interesting things to talk about. I just feel like because the quality has decreased on like a visual and audio level, I think it's harder to like see the real me. I think like I feel like a little overwhelmed with YouTube. I still enjoy it, but it's the store is my focus. And I think that's the truest me. The me at home and the me at the store are very similar. You know what I mean? It's like going to the store doesn't feel like work. It's a joy to go every day. And it's not always easy. It's a lot of hard work, but it feels very rewarding unlike YouTube, which for a long time felt like I was like putting in all this work and then getting like smacked back down the hill, like try again. And like for years it felt like that, you know, but this feels like I'm actually building something cool.
That was
When you started the YouTube channel, that was when you were acting, right?
Yeah. I had basically just stopped acting on like a serious level. Like I really stopped soliciting for audition or submitting for auditions. I stopped really working on like projects. People were like, do you want to do this short film? I was really just like, I'm going to focus on this YouTube endeavor.
Okay. What made you want to do like the records? Or was that just like what your passion was at the time?
It was Sandy's idea. She was like, you are encyclopedic about music. She was like, you need to share this with people. Like I will like, we used to do a segment called Random Picks that people loved. And it's hard to do when you're by yourself and not, you don't have a co-host anymore. People are like, when's Random Picks coming back? I'm like, who am I doing it with? We actually just restarted a segment now that's like a spiritual successor to it. And I'll explain that in a second. But Random Picks was she would go to my collection and pull a record out of the shelf. And I would explain to her why that record's awesome. And I didn't know what it was. And I have thousands of records. So it's like, she was like, you know everything about all of these albums. And like, you need to like share this knowledge with people. It's so interesting. And we did that segment for a while. Now we have a segment that we started called Vinyl Intervention, where I have someone come over, and it's been my friend Goose, who was my store manager for a long time.
Yeah.
He recently got a full-time audio engineering gig, so he's currently doing that, and I'm really happy for him. But I miss him a lot. Like he was so integral to the store for so long. So that's been a transition. But he comes over to my place and he pulls records out randomly, and I have to convince him why I keep it. So Vinyl Intervention. And if I can't convince him, I have to sell it in the store the next day.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.